2 in 5 women in Sri Lanka have suffered from some form of gender-based violence.
Often from an intimate partner or a close relative.
And at times, sadly, even resulted in loss of life.
The physical injuries suffered by survivors are life-threatening.
And the impact is lifelong.
The emotional distress can lead to physical disorders
and diminish their well-being as well as their productivity.
It also has a direct negative impact on children, families and community.
Almost 50% of those who experience sexual and gender-based violence
did not seek help anywhere and did not disclose their situation.
For fear of societal, familial, and economic consequences.
Let's act together to end sexual and gender-based violence.
Make a call to unite, to work together to end all forms of violence against women and girls in our beautiful country.
We can end violence together by not looking away.
As anecdotal evidence has indicated, gender-based violence is on the rise in many households. We are pleased to support shelters to help remain accessible for clients and provide essential services for survivors to receive the care and support they need.
John Keel's Foundation has launched a multi-pronged public campaign that includes an awareness and discussion forum for lawyers, judges and police.
Our humanitarian needs and priorities plan for Sri Lanka helps sustain life-saving gender-based violence support services for survivors, like shelters, emergency case management, and specialized health facilities.
We partnered with the UNFPA to roll out the Brandix policy on abuse and harassment-free workplace and to create awareness amongst our employees on prevention of harassment and gender-based violence.
Norway has provided humanitarian support to UNFPA. The program goes to supporting women and families by establishing one-stop shop crisis centers.
Ending all forms of sexual and gender-based violence is a key goal of Canada's feminist international assistance policy.
As a long-standing partner of Sri Lanka, Japan has been supporting women and children living in the GBV shelters and encouraging the introduction of both preventive and protective measures in the Sri Lankan society by assisting the formulation of the first National Action Plan for Women, Peace and Security.
Today, let's not make excuses for this. Let's not turn away. Let's be the change we want to see.
The U.S. Embassy is happy to support women in small and medium enterprises, not only through financing, but technical know-how, so that they will have the confidence and abilities to build out their small business, their small companies, not for their own prosperity alone, but for the prosperity of Sri Lanka.
A first priority is to have a proper definition of gender-based violence. For example, marital rape has to be recognized as a crime everywhere. Another priority is about access to justice. Efficient and accessible legal aid, including representation, has to be available to victims of gender-based violence.
UNFPA commits to continue its support to the government and people of Sri Lanka in creating the right policies, legislations and plans that addresses the root causes of gender-based violence. We will work with community organizations to address prevention mechanisms and social norms that exacerbate gender-based violence in Sri Lanka. And finally, we'll continue to support shelters that protect women and health system and hospital responses that look after victims and survivors of gender-based violence.